Welcome back, everybody, to Dashing with Flash. So, if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and do that. Hit that button, hit the like button, hit the share button, and as always, get those comments going. Love that. Love to talk to anybody who will talk to me and listen to what I have to say. So, this is it. This is the video I've been talking about. We got Uber Eats, DoorDash, GrubHub. Triple threat match. All right, so any wrestling fans out there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're gonna put them all in the ring. For me, this is just gonna be my opinion. This is not an exact science, except for all this stuff here that I wrote down and all these random metrics. But it's not an exact science, and obviously these things change. They vary depending on the market that you're in, the city that you're in, the region that you're in, all of that stuff, right? However, for the drivers out there that work in the Frederick market here, this information will apply directly to you. So I've narrowed this down to, I'm just gonna do kind of 5 kind of major metrics, right? Or categories. And just kind of put them all up against each other, and it's kind of a first, second, third situation. And I gave like a 0.321 point system based on that, and there was a tie in that situation, a tie for second or whatever the tie was, it just split those points. So with that being said, or each company will earn a point, whatever. But enough about all the finite details. Let's just get into it. So, the first major category, and as I refer to my notes here, pardon me, I'm getting old. Payout. Naturally, this is one of the big ones. Which company offers you the biggest payouts? If you've been following along, you already know what my answer is. As no surprise to anybody, the answer is GrubHub. GrubHub is the clear-cut winner in this category, hands down. Yes, the mileage might be a little higher, but there's a certain compensation for that. GrubHub payouts are going to be the best. You're gonna have to filter through them a little bit, but they will offer you the best payouts. They also have the highest floor on their payouts, depending on your market. In my market, GrubHub orders don't pay any less than $6. Now, if there happen to be a longer order, it probably won't have a tip on there. If it's short, like a half mile, I've seen those. Yeah, there's probably a tip on there, but they never go below 6. GrubHub makes the algorithm and the compensation, they boost the pay up wherever they need to make sure it's at least $6, which in comparison to GrubHub, in comparison to Uber Eats and DoorDash, it's a much higher floor. Okay, so, and this is the one tie where second place is, there's no second or third. GrubHub, Uber Eats and DoorDash is just like a tie for second. The payouts that I've seen, they're pretty much similar. They're in the same ballpark for Uber Eats and for DoorDash. So they kind of get a tie there. So they'll each earn a point, as opposed to 2 and 1, whatever. Okay, so the next category, tips. Another big category, a major thing here. Tips. GrubHub again. Now, don't think this is going to turn into a running trend here, but GrubHub, for whatever reason, I've mentioned this before, for whatever reason, customers on GrubHub just tip better. I don't know why. Again, there might be some sort of tutorials that GrubHub shows customers to let them stress the importance of tipping, but the tips are the best on GrubHub. I don't know if that's everywhere. I've heard a lot of drivers say that tips in GrubHub are really good. Maybe that's just across the board. In Frederick, tips on GrubHub are the best. They're better than Uber Eats. They're better than DoorDash. Now, in this category, Uber Eats came out second with DoorDash third. because I see a lot of orders on, and a lot of drivers can attest to this. I have to filter through a lot of $3 and now in this case $2.50 orders on on DoorDash. No tip. I just got to keep filtering through that. All right, a stack. It's one might no tip with a tip. It's just Uber Eats. I've seen some pretty decent tips on Uber Eats, so I'll give them the nod for second place there. This is DoorDash. Come on. Anyway, moving on. Third category, volume as it pertains to frequency of orders. This is DoorDash. This is, DoorDash still owns the majority market share. Uber Eats is clawing at they're chomping at the bit, and the acquisition of Postmates I think will really help with that. But DoorDash still owns the majority market share right now. That might change going forward. Things might change a little bit as Uber Eats starts to eat into that a little bit more. We'll see what happens with that. But for now, and even here in my market, volume wise, DoorDash is still the best. Uber Eats is second. GrubHub is third. Now, that's not to say GrubHub is trash volume wise here, because I've seen, depending on the day and the time, consistent, I'll be getting consistent orders on GrubHub. And this is why it's important to multi-app. Because sometimes one app might be slow and the other app might be good. You never know. That's just the way the economy works. That's just how it is in this economy. Fridays is generally everybody's good, but that's just Friday. That's Friday. Friday is just going to be good. But you never know. That's why you need to have all this. Multi-app. So, let's move right along to the fourth category. And this one I played around with trying to fill out a 5. Acceptance screen. Now, I put this as a major category because I think this is a huge thing. As an independent contractor, that is the whole base of whether or not you take an order. The information that's given to you up front for you to make an informed decision on running your business. The information that you get on the acceptance screen. And it pains me to say this, but the winner of this category is DoorDash again. And even with the fact that they hide tips, the acceptance screen overall is the best on DoorDash because simply not just the fact that you get mileage, which you also get on Uber Eats, which you don't get on GrubHub, which is why GrubHub comes in third here, with Uber Eats taking second. But you get mileage. You get, the dollar amount. They all give you the dollar amount. What the dollar amount actually is up for debate. And you get the map kind of screenshot, right, with the pins. But what DoorDash has that Uber Eats doesn't and GrubHub definitely doesn't is that you can zoom in. You can zoom in on the locations on the map, on the acceptance screen. That's huge. That is a big positive for DoorDash. GrubHub GrubHub doesn't show you the mileage. You can see the pins of the area. Same thing you can with Uber Eats. You cannot zoom in on either Uber Eats or GrubHub. But one thing that I like about GrubHub, even with that said, is that once you accept the order, GrubHub shows you the exact customer address. That's information that you don't get on Uber Eats after accepting the order. You don't see the customer address on Uber Eats until you have confirmed pickup of the order at the restaurant. So that's a huge thing. So I have to keep GrubHub in third though, only because the initial acceptance doesn't show you any mileage. You have to really know your market to maximize usage of GrubHub. But once you do, man, you know that pin, you already know what that location is. You just know. So DoorDash takes in this category. And the last category, number 5, rounding it out, bonuses. Now, I don't want to, I put this down at 5 just to round things out. And I don't want to stress too much importance on bonuses. However, keep in mind that bonuses will take your game a little bit further depending on if you want to chase it or not. In Frederick, without bonuses, I'm still clocking 25 an hour. Okay, let's understand that. You cherry pick, you take the right orders, you can still make $25 an hour with no bonuses. Understand that. Now, when I go for bonuses, I'll go for a Quest bonus. I might be getting surge pay on Uber Eats. Now I'm over $30 an hour. So keep that in mind. With that said, the winner of this category is Uber Eats. It's Uber Eats because Uber Eats allows you to effectively double dip in the bonus category. Now, what that means is that Uber Eats, you can get surge pay. And not even double dip, you can really triple dip if you do this right. On Uber Eats, you can get surge pay. You can get order multipliers, depending on your market, your region, and where your time of day. Now, I don't see multipliers in Frederick. Now, in the DC market, which is about 40 minutes south from me, they have order multipliers. So it might be 1.2, 1.5. I've seen 2.1 multiplier per order. And then the third is Quest bonuses. So, you know, the static, if you do 14 deliveries, you'll get an extra $42 or whatever. You know, for every, and usually it's like 3 tiers. You could do 6, you'll do like maybe five deliveries, you'll get an extra $7. And then you do 10, it'll, you know what I'm saying, 10, you'll get a total of like 20 something. And then, you know, so, and you can stack all 3 of those. If you happen to be at a moment where you're getting a multiplier and there's surge pay and you're chasing a Quest bonus, they'll let you do all of them at the same time. So that is great. DoorDash is second, and just because, you know, peak pay is a thing. Don't chase peak pay, but if you happen to be out there at the time peak pay is out, bam, go for it. And GrubHub, the bonuses are so infrequent on GrubHub. And then when they are, they tie their bonuses to your acceptance rate. So I've seen where they'll say something like every 5 deliveries for the weekend, you'll get X amount of extra dollars for every 5. Now that's great. However, they tie it to acceptance rate. So every 5, you'll get $17 if your acceptance rate is over like 95%. And then they take it down a notch. So every 5, you'll get an extra $12 if your acceptance rate is between like, you know, 80 and the 95 or whatever, 70 and whatever. And then you'll get an extra $10 every 5 deliveries if your acceptance rate is over 50%. Now, I'll never get any of those because my acceptance rate doesn't get to 50. I will say that GrubHub offers are the most enticing. So they have the most likelihood of my acceptance rate being higher. So with that said, I took all those factors, I took all those numbers, you know, I threw them all together. And suffice to say, I came out with a tie. Now, I don't like ties, okay? I came out with a tie between Uber Eats and DoorDash. GrubHub not far behind, because they got some points for winning a couple of these categories. But I'm gonna break the tie. For my market, and for me personally, this is my video, so to heck with it, right? I'm gonna break the tie on a huge contingency for, I'm going to take a point from DoorDash because y'all hide behind tips. You're hiding tips. Your app doesn't work a lot of the time, and you're a tech company. There's too many glitches. You know, showing $0 payouts, or giving people extra money then taking it back, giving people money by mistake. Come on, get it together. You don't hear now. Granted, Uber Eats and GrubHub are not without sometimes a little hiccup here and there, but nothing no way near the problems that DoorDash has. Now, granted, DoorDash, they're much more in the limelight, having much more of the market share. Their marketing is a much more aggressive. But at the same time, y'all still have the most issues. So your app sucks. You're hiding tips. You're overall pretty scummy. I love Pedro's analogy. Pedro DoorDash Santiago, shout out to him. I love his analogy of Uber Eats and DoorDash. He's like, DoorDash is like Walmart and Uber Eats is like Target. Yeah, it's about accurate. You shop at Walmart, but every time you go in there, you're like, man, I'm just here because I know it's just cheaper here. I just need to get a few things that I get in and get out. It's like DoorDash. You're like, man, I know I'm gonna get orders. They're gonna be trash, and I'm gonna have to siphon through quite a few of them, but I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna get something good eventually. So Target, you walk into Target, you're like, it just feels cleaner. You're like, it's nice, everything's in order. People aren't inherently just rude to you. It's just nice. It's gonna cost you a little bit more, but it's nicer in there. Just like Uber Eats, the app works. It's nice. There's a middle ground. You got pretty decent volume. The tips are pretty good. Uber Eats is just kind of across the board. So that's it. I've broken the tie. Uber Eats is the winner overall. In my market, Uber Eats will probably do you the best overall. Okay? You'll find yourself declining far less orders than your DoorDash orders. Your payouts are not going to be as high as GrubHub, but consistently across the board, Plus, I like Uber Eats tip structure. It can be a little annoying when you're trying to figure out in the moment how much you've gotten paid for the day, because they have on the back end, customers can adjust the tip. The upfront payout on Uber Eats shows you how much the order is, including the tip, right? But at the back end, the customer has an hour after delivery to change it. I've seen a lot of times my pay go up because I've gotten the customer their order quickly in a timely fashion, followed the instructions, got it to them quick, got it to them right where they needed it to be, and I've gotten tipped more because of that. I've gotten tipped more because customers felt like I went out of the way to get their food and take it to them. Because in my market, it's very rural, and it's kind of a lot of last mile deliveries, if you will. If everybody knows, reference that in terms of like package delivery and mail delivery. Last mile is like you're kind of out there a little bit, and everybody doesn't go that way. So customers on Uber Eats show that appreciation. I like that they have that. It gives you extra incentive to offer that better customer service, because on the back end the customer can adjust the tip to be a little bit more. It's nice. It feels nice. With DoorDash and GrubHub, they're just kind of static. The tip is what it is. Whatever you see as the tip, that's what you're getting. The customer can't change it after the fact. Now, DoorDash says that the customer can adjust the tip after, but I've never, ever, not one order seen that happen. And from what I'm to understand, it's like a process. The customer has to contact support, and I'm really, just do like how Uber Eats does. Everybody should be kind of picking from each other. Let's make this work and everybody can eat good. So that's it. That's all I got. Uber Eats is the winner because DoorDash lost a point for being trash. Uh, look, thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. I know this was a little bit of a longer video for me, but this is the video we've been talking about. Comparing these apps. If you got any more questions about any of these 3 apps, let me know. I will be more than happy to answer it for you in a timely fashion. I'm sure you can find the information, but hey, if you're already here, you're watching it, shoot me a comment, ask me. I will be more than happy to oblige. That's it. So again, I mentioned already, like, subscribe. Check out right here wherever, I don't know, usually here, right? Where the video pops up, the best reviewer or recent video, who knows? I don't know what I'll decide to do. Appreciate y'all. Dashing with Flash. Catch you guys next time.